on data protection. There is movement for the first time since 3 years. First, a review has started in the United States about a large-scale surveillance programs, and this review will be done in a holistic way. That it will not only include the effects on the American citizens, it will also include the effects on the European citizens, and that is completely new. Second, Eric Holder and his team are prepared to work together with the European Union in order to accelerate and intensify the completion of a data protection umbrella agreement. A further negotiation session between our chief negotiators will go on tomorrow, is scheduled for tomorrow. And Eric Holder has promised to be creative in order to find satisfying solutions very swiftly. And that is also an important commitment for me, as this umbrella agreement will introduce basic common standards for data protection into law enforcement cooperation between our two continents. And thirdly, Attorney General Eric Holder has shown great understanding for a key European concern in these umbrella agreement negotiations and beyond. We want that the EU citizens who are not resident in the United States have a right to judicial redress in the United States courts when their data is being processed here. This is currently not the case. I give you an example. A tourist boards a plane in Rome in order to come to Washington. Something is going wrong with his PNR data processed by the US authorities. And this person can currently not have these reviewed by an US court. So I have been given a mandate by all EU member states to change this situation. And after 3 years of negotiations, I heard with pleasure today that there is an interagency process which has been started here in Washington in order to find solutions for this key European concern. I welcome this, and it would bring the US system of citizens' protection more closer to the European system and facilitate our cooperation enormously. Now, after this engagement, which I have heard today from our American counterparts, we need to see concrete outcome quickly. I also note progress on a joint understanding on how the mutual legal assistance agreement functions. This agreement is in place since 2010. And the purpose for this agreement is to ensure that citizens and companies are not brought into a conflict of jurisdiction by different requests under different EU and different American law. And this is why these requests to hand out personal data that are needed for law enforcement purpose should, as a rule, go only via judicial authorities and not directly from a state to an individual or to a company. I see that today we have come to a joint understanding on this, and this will be very important for the future because we have an agreement and we shall make use of it, and we should not circumvent it. All in all, this was a positive, a constructive meeting. Not all problems have been solved, and further steps are needed, notably on the umbrella agreement and on the question of the judicial redress. But if the positive intentions matter, I say that it's for the first time since 3 years that I really do see those, and I hope that actions will follow very swiftly.